What's up, everyone? Michelle Alexandri coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about this Samsung S95C. It's May in the year of 2023. I bought this TV in April, so I've had it for about 5 weeks now, and I feel ready to actually talk about it a little bit. I tried doing this video earlier today, but for some reason it came out really blue. So hopefully the picture quality will look better on this one. So I'm going to be switching around as I talk about various items. So on the good news is Samsung released a new update today. So there's a brand new update that came out right after I did my video this morning talking about the gaming issues that I was having with this TV in the last couple of days. So I think they saw my video and they were like, hey, Michelle's complaining about this. Let's get that update out right away. So they actually did a new update just today, update 1205. And I encourage everyone who has a Samsung S95C to update. I actually am not a believer. What is that? Oh, that's my oven. Sorry about that. I'm getting ready to make a nice peach cobbler. Peaches. So anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. So I'm one who always believes in updating my TVs and updating all my software. I've never had an issue with the update breaking my TV. And again, we're paying like thousands of dollars for these TVs. I find it really silly to tell people not to update their TVs. When you're paying this kind of money for a TV, your stuff should work. It should work on day one, and if it doesn't work, then you should darn well be able to update your TV when they issue a patch and not fear it being borked. So anyway, I'm going to show you. So here, if we go, and this is the thing that drives me nuts about this TV. The input. Why isn't there an input button on this TV? On the remote or anything? And the HDMI-C stuff does not work well at all. So I have my Apple TV connected to it. Here's the Apple TV remote. I'm hitting all the buttons, and you see it's not switching. So it's bad enough there's no input button here on the Samsung remote, but you can't even the power buttons don't switch to the other remote. So every time you want to switch something, you have to go over here, go to media, go to connected device, go all the way down here.
Right, residents, I'll take you through the 19 collectibles that you.
Let me mute that, and then. So you have to go through all of this nonsense just to get it to go back to the Apple TV. So now it's back on Apple TV, and so that's driving me a little bit nuts. But because I wanted to show you on YouTube the issue I was having the last couple of days. So if you go back to, let's go here to library. And so you see, I was having this issue with the HDMI switch, where basically, and it's the main reason why I returned this TV, because I can't be having this on a $4,000 TV. And my primary complaint about this TV is the simple fact that the TV costs $4,800, and if you're spending this kind of money, you should not be dealing with nonsense like this. So basically, what was happening was, if I'm watching TV, and I switch over to game mode, it would stutter and pause and basically crash. And I would have to get up, or I would have to physically turn off my S-Bot. So I would power it all the way down and then turn it back on, and then it would clear up, and then I would be able to play. But the problem is, that's annoying as heck. And because there's no input button and no way to quickly and easily switch between various inputs, I am in the middle of playing a game called Sniper Elite. I'm trying to watch YouTube videos to figure out how to get past. I'm ashamed to say the very first level in the game. So I'm swapping back and forth, and every time I swap back and forth, I would get this error message, and then, I would have to restart my S-Bots every time. That's annoying. But with the latest update, that issue seems to be fixed. So here, I just clicked into the Xbox. And for some reason, now I have to keep clicking in. So I have to click in like twice. So here's connected devices. I go in. Like the quality of life issues on this TV just aren't there. And it doesn't always find the connection. So here you see it's up and running. Now I'm able to turn it on. And then I'm able to easily play. And I will say, the audio. Oh crap! Let me get these two guys. Oh, I kind of love this game. Ooh. Oh, oh! Crap you! Ah! Oh, run, Forrest! Ah! They're coming at me from both sides. But I got something for you. Baby. So the color scheme looks really nice. And the audio here is coming from I have no idea where I am in this game right now. Hold on, let me just hit this guy. I love this game. Look at that. Oh. Ooh. Oh, boom. Nicely done. I just want to show you guys a kill shot. Ooh, right in the eye. Nice. Nicely done, because that's how I do it, baby. Someone's coming up behind me. Someone's coming up behind me. Oh. I have no idea where I am on the map now. Ah. Oh, there he is. Let me see if I can get this guy. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, woo, okay. So anyway, I'm supposed to be reviewing this TV, so let's go back. So that's gaming on this TV. This TV has a lot of great gaming features. It's built for gamers. It has 144 hertz, which I don't even know what that means. It has VRR, 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, full bandwidth. So all of that's awesome. I have no complaints in the gaming department. And truth be told, I am not a super gamer. I'm just not a super gamer. So all those fancy gaming features really are kind of meaningless to me. But it's there if you want to use it. If you want to use the super duper gaming features, they are there. Now, on to the picture quality. So let's go down here and let me find something to throw on in the background while I talk about the picture quality. Here we go. Ooh. I'm trying to find something good. So here we go. So as far as the picture goes, the picture on this TV is outstanding. I love it's outstanding, but it's also oversaturated at the same time. So I think my number one issue with this picture is it is the brightest OLED I've ever seen, and it's so amazing and it's so awesome because having this TV makes me feel like I actually do have an LCD TV. The colors are really sharp and clear and crisp, and I really love that about this TV. And the colors just really pop off the screen. The problem is they pop a little too much. There are times where it does look a little bit oversaturated, and other times when it doesn't, where I get the picture set and it's perfect, but then I will watch something else, and it just feels a little bit oversaturated to me. So there's that issue. I actually thought that I wouldn't like. I actually thought that I wouldn't like that. I would miss Dolby Vision, and honestly, I don't miss Dolby Vision at all. I only miss Dolby Vision in the sense that when you're watching something and the label says it's a Dolby Vision thing, and it just shows up as HDR10 plus on my Apple TV, it just looks a little bit weird, and it makes you know that it's fake HDR10 plus on Apple TV and not truly what it's supposed to be. But other than that annoyance, I don't miss Dolby Vision at all. The one thing that drives me nuts about the picture quality, there are two things about picture quality that really drives me a bit crazy on this TV. One, and this is primary, and this is key, I feel like I don't have enough ways to set my picture. Like it feels limited. On my LG TVs, maybe it's because I'm used to the settings, but on my LG TV, wow, just look at that red. Look at the reds and the way the colors pop on this TV. It looks really nice, really beautiful. Or maybe it's just a camera person. Maybe the camera person is just a genius. Maybe that's what it is. But anyway, when you're on LG, I can get that TV to look pretty much however I want. I'm very used to the settings here. I feel like the settings on the Samsung settings are pretty limited. One of the things I really noticed right away is the simple fact that you don't have as much control over your temperature, over your color tones or color temperatures. On LG, the setting I use the most often and play around with the most often is the warm and cool temperature. So on LG TV, you could go from 0 to 50 on warm or on cool to get it to the right temperature that you want. On the Samsung S95, you only have like 4 settings you could do in terms of color temperature. So you could do warm 1, warm 2, cool, or standard. And that's it. So that's terrible. And then on your predefined picture setups, you only have movie, filmmaker mode, dynamic, standard, and eco. I'm not sure what eco does, but I actually kind of like eco. And as you switch your modes, you also see where it has standard and stuff. And over here in your picture setup, you could easily change the brightness, contrast, sharpness, color, tint, and all that kind of stuff. If you go to all settings in picture, there's a few more options that I'm not quite sure what they do. Now, another limiting factor here that kind of drives me crazy is when you're playing around with your backlight. You don't have much step variance in your steps. So if you go from like 26 to, or like 25, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera or not, but if you go from like 20 to 46, you're not changing, the backlight doesn't seem to be changing at all in terms of getting darker, or either getting darker or brighter as you move up or down in your color, in your brightness. However, it's like you go from 46 to 47. So you go up to 46, it's the same pretty much. But then you go to 47, it's the same. But then you go to 48, it's the same. But you go to 49, and then it jumps high. It jumps right up. And the only way to really get brightness out of your TV, this is driving me nuts. So here, let's go to something else. Let's just show something like this. So you go over here. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Sorry about that. So here, and these are just random videos that I shot myself. So I'm just trying to go back. So I hate this remote because I'm trying to just, that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is do this. I want to hit the settings button. That's what I want to do. Sorry. So, and actually that's why the brightness didn't show up. I was in eco mode. So this is a good image to show you. So if I'm in eco mode, you go to picture setup. So at 50, it's super bright. And I'm just trying to make sure everything stays in kind of focus and isn't as blue. But it's kind of hard to do on the iPhone. But, so you see at 50 is bright, 49 is bright, 48 is bright, and then you go to 47 and it immediately dims. But the problem is as you go down, it doesn't really get super the dimness factor stays essentially the same between 25, and you probably can't tell on the iPhone because of the auto processing that it does. But on the iPhone, because of the auto processing, it does. But trust me, when you're looking at brightness at 20 to like 46, there isn't much difference. Well, there is now, but so let's say 35 to 45, something like that. There isn't much difference, but then you go from 47 to 48, then it just jumps right up there. So there's something weird going on with how it measures the brightness and it changes the brightness on the TV. But if you go to all settings, I actually kind of keep it on contrast. If you want to push out brightness on this TV, you want to set your contrast enhancer to high. Otherwise, if you do low, you can see it impacts the brightness level. If you go off, it becomes kind of it's not as poppy or oversaturated. But I like the oversaturated poppy look, so I'm going to put mine back up to high. Now, so I think one of my main issues is I don't feel like I can actually set this TV the way I want. Luckily, I'm mostly fine with the out of the box setting, and the problem with LG is maybe I know those settings too well, because then I'm always constantly playing with the settings, and I'm never quite 100% happy with the settings that I get out of my LG TV on my two LG TVs. But on the Samsung, I just kind of set it and I forget it. But then I'm like, this is $4,800 TV. I need to be playing around more with it to really get it to do what I want. So, but I think that's more of a me problem. The other main drawback to this TV is I think the TV really kind of what do I want to say? Do I want to say it sucks? The TV does an amazing job with 1080p content and 4K content. Like this video is shot, look at that fire. That fire, man, that fire is beautiful. I don't want to return this TV. I'm sad I'm returning it. Especially now that Samsung fixed that the issue with the game mode today. And of course, that patch update came out after I got back from Best Buy. So, of course, that happened because, and this TV didn't have an update for like how long? For like pretty much the entire time I've had it, and like the entire month I've had it, it hasn't had an update. And suddenly it gets an update right after I return it. But oh well. But now I kind of want to keep it. Like this looks gorgeous. But the problem, again, my main issue, another issue I have with this TV is it doesn't do a great job of upscaling at all. Not at all. The the 1080p content and 4K content on this TV looks absolutely brilliant and gorgeous. And I'm like, wow, I mean, all of it. Especially like, even right now when I'm looking at this beautiful, wow, that looks stunning. I mean, look at the fire. Look at how bright and punchy everything is. Wow. Just, wow. I'm kind of speechless. And again, maybe it's because the camera person is a genius. Maybe that's why it looks so good. The person who shot this, whoever did it, me, just knows what they're doing when they're filming stuff. But wow, this looks amazing. I haven't actually watched this clip. And I shot this in, did I shoot this in HDR or 4K? Yeah, I shot this in HDR. Wow. I am good, people. I am good. So let me go back. So anyway, so yeah, I don't think this TV does a great job upscaling 720p and below content at all. Well, at all. I could see where it breaks apart. And normally I'm one who says people put too much stock in upscaling. I've never had an issue with upscaling on my TVs before, but then again, I've only ever really owned one brand in the last 8 years. So maybe I'm just used to LG's upscaling. But on this TV, you can really see the images break apart. You can see the streams breaking apart and all that stuff, and it becomes really annoying and irritating. And you're like, oh my man, this is frustrating watching this because, again, I have to keep saying it's a $4,800 TV. I shouldn't have streams breaking apart on me and getting all pixelated when I'm trying to watch my Dateline and my Discovery ID, because I never had that issue before. Like, I'm a true crime and documentary junkie, so I could sit there and watch a true crime Dateline and Investigation Discovery and Oxygen all day on a Saturday, and you know those Datelines have like all that old footage that they show and interspersed into their episodes, and that stuff just looks kind of terrible on this TV and pixelated. And there are just times when the picture kind of looks flat and it shouldn't look flat, I think. So yeah, that's a problem for me. And a lot of times I have to switch from my Apple TV over to my NVIDIA Shield because the NVIDIA Shield does a pretty nice job of upscaling and compensates for that pretty well. So that's a good workaround for you all if you all are having issues with your upscaling on this TV. So yeah, and what else do I want to say about this TV? Oh, the final thing is the sound. I wish I could play some sound without getting flat, but I will get flat. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the sound. I use the Sony HT9 soundbar, so that's fine. But this TV does not have DTS, and for some reason, I kind of miss it on this TV. It's not an issue with my LG for some reason. But for the first few weeks, I was getting a lot of audio dropouts. But then I figured out the audio setting that kind of down samples to stereo or 5.1 and not DTS or something, or Dolby Digital is what it does. It down samples to Dolby Digital, and that took care of all the audio dropouts I was experiencing. And then one of the things I really was excited to try with this TV was the sound, because on the back of the TV you had these nice, huge 4 wide speaker thingies on the back, and makes you feel like you have a sound bar built into your TV. But this is the worst sounding TV I've ever heard, actually. I mean, it's really terrible and reedy, and it's not loud and punchy at all. And you would think it would be, considering how the design on the back of the TV looks. And while we're talking about the design, I love the design of this TV. I love the One Connect box. I love how I have this clean setup. I have it sitting on a universal mount, on a universal stand. And I have it sitting on a universal stand. and all my power stuff is on the floor underneath my little black curtain or whatever, and I love that. And the TV is super thin. I'm assuming it's lightweight. I would never try to lift it, but yeah, I love that, and I love that all my cables go down into the one connect as opposed to into the back. I'm almost convinced of myself I want to keep this TV. Maybe I'll go to Best Buy and cancel it. But I ordered a Sony S95K to 85-inch to replace this TV. So I want to see how that looks and play with that for a month and see how that goes. And if it doesn't go, maybe I'll get this TV again, and hopefully it'll work better. The thing is, everyone thinks I'm going to end up with the LG G3, and if I didn't have, I've had an LG TV for eight or 9 years now, and I just want something different. I don't want to go back to the LG. I already have a B7 and a C10, and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get a G3, and I'm going to be like, this is an amazing TV, but it's essentially what I already have, only brighter, and I paid like $4,800 for it, and I don't want to do that. If I'm going to pay $4,800, I want something that's going to be materially different. So yeah, that is my look at this Samsung S95C. Overall, I really like this TV. I think it's a pretty solid choice. I think at the end of the day, my number one issue with this TV is the fact that it's $4,800. If it wasn't so expensive, if it was like half the price, then I could put up with all this little quirks and the fact that the HDMI CEC stuff just doesn't work well at all. And it's frustrating because I do have two LG TVs and the HDMI and CEC works flawlessly. I mean, I'm able to, and it has a freaking input button. So not only does it have an input button, but I'm also able to easily like switch between different inputs with the input button or with the touch or using the keypad, my programmable hotkeys and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, why can't this TV have those kind of quality of life features? I mean, I expect that. I expect that at the bare minimum. This TV is let down by its software. From a hardware standpoint, I mean, the TV is great from a hardware standpoint, but it's let down by the software and just the quality of life stuff that just drives me nuts. And like I said, at this price point, I know people are like, well, I know people are always like, there's no perfect TV. You have to accept jankiness, and you just got to pick the TV that does more right than good. And I'm like, no, at this price point for a freaking TV, I want more than just a great picture. I want the full package. And, LG kind of gives me that full package. This TV doesn't. And that's frustrating. So I'm hoping the Sony S95K is good, because I don't want to go back into Best Buy and do the walk of shame and try to return the S95K, because I know what's going to happen. They're going to try to ban me if I do that. So yeah, I'm hoping the S95K really lives up to what I want. If it doesn't, then it's just going to be the G3. I won't be getting this TV again. But I really enjoyed my time with it. I just wish if I never played a game, and I'm not a super gamer, so I was all set to actually keep this TV until I started playing Sniper Elite last week, when I finally turned on my Xbox for the first time in a few months. And I'm just not a super gamer anymore, even though I have both consoles and a million games to play and a huge backlog. With my arthritis, I'm just not a super gamer anymore, and I don't have the patience for it anymore. But yeah, if I never turned on the Xbox and saw those issues last week, I would have kept this TV. I really would have. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.